Now, today we will be talking about goodness and badness. Now, many people say there is a place where the goodness and the badness has a lot of differences there, and we do not know what is good, what is bad. In the physical terms, everybody knows in the gross reality what is good, what is bad. But as you go to the subtle worlds of thinking and speaking, then the entire thing about the sadhana, about this, will be very, very difficult to you as a person, because the subtler the level, the subtler the distinction between good and bad is there. But first, let us understand the good and the bad. The good people will not attract a lot of negativity into their life. They will not have opportunity to kill, to maim, to do heinous crime, and to cross the boundaries of morality into their life across. Normally, they will be resisted by people around them. Their parents will be the first resistance, who will come and tell them, please don't become bad. Then their wife and children will become the second resistance. Third thing is the guru. Fourth thing is the life situation and circumstances which will not allow them to do lot of evil deed into their life. This happens in a lot of Brahmin people life, a lot of educated people life, people who live in countries which are very peaceful, which are very, very prosperous, and with jobs which does not require to take a decision between good and bad. For example, if you are not in military, if you are not in police, if you are not in narcotics, you can thoroughly understand that you won't get tested in the job between good and bad across. But suppose if you are a doctor, you might have to have an ethical consideration about certain things. If you are a lawyer, you will have to work with that of the ethical consideration and also about the morality of the subjects which you have to work. So this is the first thing about the sadhana. And the second thing is, evil people will attract lot of evil things into their life, and it will be very difficult for them to do good into their life across. For example, killing, maiming, hitting other people, raping, bringing lot of unhappiness into other people's life. All these things can be easily done by them as a person. They will have opportunity, they will have situation and circumstances, and they will have the cooperation of the people to do it across. So this means for a good person to do bad, there will be lot of layers and layers of resistance. For the bad people to become a good person, there will be layers and layers of resistance will be there. The lower astral will give you temptation, the lower astral will tempt you with various things, and there will be a lot of people who will be doing ego massage for you to do good and bad. For example, if you are a Sankarachari, for you to do, lot of people will treat you with respect, will treat you with love, will treat you with compassion. In the lower astral, that is, if you are in the Patal Lok, which like a movie, or if you are associated with the lower astral sadhana, it will be very easy for you to kill, to abuse, to curse, to give difficulty to other people across. To resist it will take an immense effort into their life. All movies talk about the bad people trying to become good, and they find it very, very difficult. They find it very, very challenging, and they get pulled into the entire process where they are forced to do the evil things across. For example, one of the movies where Kamal Haasan acted as Chinna Kaundar, he actually, what happens is, he tries to tell his opponent guy not to do any evil for him as a person. The guy goes on doing evil after evil, and he finds it very difficult to stop it. And he tries to use variety of method, like including marrying a man and bringing out his brother-in-law. All that thing across he does. And finally he realized there is no way to stop the evil but to kill that person across as a person. This is the law of temptation across. So the bad people, to become good, they will have a lot of tests which will be coming across. In one of the movies of Parthiban Pudhiya Padai, the person gives up all his bad activity, but his older bosses, his former thug bosses, call them back and they try to pull him back into the doing the evil, which will ultimately culminate into his wife dying across. So the point is, in the movie of John Wick, if you see the opening of the movie, he goes to a petrol bunk, and in the petrol bunk somebody loves him the car. They come back, they beat him very badly, they kill his dog, and they take away his car and goes away. He realizes the car has been taken care by his ex-boss, who has let him go about the thuggery and thievery across at a particular place. In that his boss son come back and tries to pull him back. So going back to those places and people, there will be natural attraction for you to do lot of evil things in their life across. It will be very, very difficult. There will be two levels which will be happening further on that. You will be a good guy who will be doing evil things, and people will find it very, very difficult to believe. You see a lot of these so-called gurus like Nityananda, who tries to put garb, and they try to live life like Jeffrey Epstein, who try to blackmail other people and try to supply girls. All those things, heinous crime they would do across. They will have a big name and fame in the society. These people, to change, to transform and to become better, will be very, 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 very difficult across. Now, for example, the bad people doing the good, they'll have to do the good without gaining any name, any fame, any publicity. It will be very, very difficult for them. For example, I know one rowdy man. Actually, what happened? He killed a husband of one lady, and he went back. He realized he had done a lot of mistake. So he started bringing up the child, and every month he used to go and pay up the fees or send money for the fees. And he was very quiet and subtle about it. He didn't want people to know about it. So this is also like the bad people doing the good things in their life. They require a lot of effort. They require what you call it as a lot of willpower to do it across into their life. So the good people doing evil things, they will have a lot of resistance. The bad people doing a lot of good things, they will also find it very difficult. They will get tempted. It is like Gautam the Buddha doing the meditation. The Mara comes here and says, take everything in the world, whatever you want, but don't try to get enlightened. It is like this. They will have a law of temptation. If you see in the movies, it is like the villains, they want to change. The police doesn't change. The previous colleague doesn't change. The friends doesn't change. All these people don't change across, and don't allow these people to change across. So these are two levels. The next level is the good person doing a evil deed. It will never get noticed, but one has to transform himself. If suppose I am a Swamiji who is sleeping with many women and people don't know about it as a person, now I will have to do the prayer for that as a person. Whereas if I am an evil man doing some good deed, that will require a lot of effort, and the effort, time and energy across. So please understand, the good people doing the good thing is in the momentum, bad people doing the bad thing is in the momentum. But both have to shift gears after a lot of law warning and a lot of protection people have to take away from this particular side. So therefore, please understand, it is like Ravan. He was actually encouraged by Indrajit and all by the Asuras to take on Lord Ram, whereas the warning system of his brother and about his sister Mandodari, his wife, was very, very less. In fact, his sister Surpanaka makes him and commits him into trouble itself. So please understand that this is the law of warning. For Duryodhana To do evil against the Panch Pandavas was very easy because he had people who were supporting them. He was a king, and people like Saguni wanted to take revenge against the Panch Pandavas. So he had used this methodology for Duryodhan to help him to win over the Panch Pandavas, either by deceit and manipulation, by calling them for a game of dice and all that. So please understand, and many people ask, isn't good and bad exist? In the grossest reality it exists. In the subtlest reality it will be very difficult. That is why Manusmriti says, for the welfare of many, few can go away. For a family to live, a man can do a sacrifice. For the entire village to do, a family can sacrifice. For a city to live, a village can sacrifice. For a nation to live, the city can be sacrificed. So for the larger benefits of many people doing certain evil deeds, it will be very important. For example, if there is a police officer killing a sandalwood smuggler who has killed everybody, it's a good deed, it's not a bad deed. That's why Gautam the Buddha in Jataka Tales talks about a time when he was sailing and rowing the boat as a slave. He found the slave master went on to do a lot of evil deed. He takes a sword and kills him because all these people will be free, and this slave master also will be free from doing evil deed. So please understand, therefore good and bad is something very subjective, but the test happens for the great soul, not for the normal people across. Thank you.